full first day of orientation here at Korzak's gift shop, Crazy Horse, and we are headed to the top of the mountain as part of our orientation. Beautiful, beautiful day. Got set up at the campsite last night, rode in many miles later, drove down the hill and up the hill. I might be riding my bike to work in the future here. Going to meet everybody now over at the Welcome Center, get on a bus and head up to the mountain. Hope you'll join us into here, serene and simple life. Work camping job experience. This is where I go through in the morning to get over to the gift shop. I'm not sure how much videoing I'll be doing, but I'm going to video when we get to the top of the mountain. Should be very cool. Crazy Horse was first dynamite blast was in 1948. And lots of history you can look up about Crazy Horse Memorial. Maybe 60 to 100 years it will be fully done. They are doing around 700 square feet per year, I think they told us. And lots of facts. I think the face is 60 feet high. It's going to be like 30 times the size of Mount Rushmore. Crazy. Information booth. Some of the museum. People that I'm going to be working with. More museum here. It's a culture center. There's a restaurant across the way. I'll show you later. And more museum. Wowsies.
Crazy Horse is the largest mountain carbon in the world in progress. I usually make point out a couple differences because everyone's usually seen the Mount Rushmore, so they can do a little comparison. Mount Rushmore fit on behind his face there on his hairline, about 44 feet. And also, Mount Rushmore is about 10,000 square feet, where this is 300,000 square feet. And they say about what come out of off Mount Rushmore was about 480,000 tons, or about 400,000 came out of the tunnel by itself. Originally, this mountain was going to be about 100 foot tall. And it had a mountain on this other side, but it had a fracture or a crack in it. So him and Korzak and Chief Henry Standing Bear had to find their mountain. And then they found this one. It was still going to be 100 feet, and then after a while they decided they needed the whole mountain to tell the story about the Indian people. He first checked with Chief Henry Standard, checked with Gutzel and Borglund to see if he'd put a face up there by Mount Rushmore, but he never heard anything back. And that's when Korzak won the 1939 World's Fair with the sculpture Cottage were the people's choice, and that's how he finally got a hold of Korzak. As you see here, the face is more red. This mountain has about the same granite as Mount Rushmore, but it has a lot more iron. That's how we get the better features there, which is kind of fitting, being it's for the red man. Korzak first decided to do the mountain. They made a mining claim, is what they will do here. And I wonder if he's wanting me to go by or to finish the Noah Webster statue, which took him a couple years, and then he volunteered and went into the service and was wounded at Omaha Beach. So when he got back here, father and son put a mining claim where the shack was down here. And the story is he had to get some money, and he bought the claim back for them for, well, it sounded like $500 and a bottle of whiskey. But I was never really sure about how much money. But it sounded like there's no hard feelings because the son helped to drill some water wells, and that even helped at the welcome center once in a while. Once we get up here, we can always keep our eyes open for the mountain goats. We usually see them up here once in a while. I see they widened the road out today.
Cool.
I see that one tree was a rebar in there to reinforce that cement.
And how much cement?
About 26 loads of cement.
Wow.
And I got pillars going down, and I ain't sure how deep, but about 40 feet. I think it was about a 26
Excuse me.
square up here where they put the cement with the rebar in there. And once they put that tower crane up, it's one of the largest in North America. It's either the second or first biggest in North America, that height. And they'd be able to reach anywhere on the mountain. And once they get that up, you know, since the last dynamite blast was 2015, and they went to this diamond braided rope, which sped it up about 7 to 10 times faster. Well, when this crane's up, it'll probably speed up at least 3 more times, and then they'll be able to cut the blocks off anywhere from about car size or whatever size they want. And once they'll save them and put them where they need them when they build a medical center and the college and stuff. So they'll have the granite for that.
They're going to build a college and a medical center here, you said?
Yeah.
Here we are. More to see. Go around.
There's he went up and he repelled off the face looking for loose rocks and stuff, and he was able to make a drill holes up here too.
This is from Dirty Jobs. Yep. Down below. Just about 5 o'clock here. We're gonna turn around. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's usually the reaction when someone turns around.
Wow. Had no idea. Wow.
Yeah.
And how, that is 60 feet, did they say?
No, that's 87.5 feet.
Okay.
George Washington's had 60 foot.
Okay. And then the arm is going to be 200.
The arm's out here, the finger's about 28 feet. What is about 263 feet or 67 feet, the arm and the finger and everything together.
Okay. Wow. And this is how many times bigger than Mount Rushmore?
That'd be about 10,000 versus 300,000.
Okay. All right. So I did remember that part, right? And then they're just starting to work on the arm, right?
Well, no, they've been working on the arm here. They got a lot of it done. They left the top part here so they can leave it flat, so they can get vehicles and everything out here yet. I mean, when it's done, it'll be rounded off, and then there probably won't be no tours up here.
All right.
Yeah, didn't they say
And
we're standing on the arm or something?
Yeah.
4 more years, did you
They
say?
only got a couple more years, don't they, if the boat's smart?
I'm guessing it could be that because the progress is going so much faster now that probably won't have room to have come up here.
And that's because of the machine.
Well, there won't be a lot of rock left to stand on.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's going faster because of
Oh yeah.
The crane is coming too.
the crane,
Yeah.
the equipment. Yeah.
Like I say, last blast 2015, you got the new diamond braided rope, which sped it up about 7 to 10 times as fast.
Okay, new braided diamond rope.
I'll show you some of that rope over here.
All right.
And the rail saws and stuff. And when they get the tower up here 3 more times faster, and they'll
Wow.
probably get a robotic arm in the near future, which they can program overnight.
This is crazy amazing.
Come and work themselves, and they program it to work overnight.
And this is a tour that costs $125 to come up here, right?
Yeah.
And us employees are getting this for free. Wow. All right, guys, come to Crazy Horse. You won't regret it.
What we got here is the fingers pointing out.
And read up on it.
And the story on that is when the Crazy Horse came into Fort Robinson, the trader asked him, well, where's your land now? And he pointed over his horse's head. My land's where my dead lay buried. But originally this finger was going to be pointing like this, but it's so heavy and stuff, they moved it this way so some of the horse's mane can help support that finger.
Wow. And so what this part is his fingers.
Yeah.
Hello, Linda. Okay. Catch it on. His
And
fingers
you see the
there.
flat surface
Look at
here?
that, guys.
What that diamond braided rope will cut off and make this nice flat surface. And this is a torch here. It's one of the last things they use. After they use the rail saw, they'll take it, say if they wanted 3 inches or 3 feet, they can program it. They cut about 1 inch or so apart. So the depth, and then they'll knock it off, and then they'll use the torch to burn it off to smooth it out. And that has 3,300 PSIs in it.
So that's what they do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And these white things here just checks our weather and stuff.
Weather checkers here. This is amazing.
Things that go on.
Say that again.
The feather will be 44 feet tall, one of the last things to go on. And it's 11 blocks of 4x4, and that's one of the last things they'll probably carve up here.
And they're going to cement that together and everything? Just
Well, I ain't sure. I'm sure they'll have to do some rebar and something with it.
Thank you. Nebraska over that way, he said. Wyoming this way. Wow. All right. That'll about wrap it up for today, guys.
Yeah, back in the day, they used to have a pump bomb off the top of his head, and that would take all
Hope
day
you enjoyed
and stuff. Now with
this
GPS,
little tour of Crazy Horse from the top. Blessings in your day. Enjoy in all your journeys. Go, see, do. A new experience. Why I do what I do. Work camping for the summer here. Fantastic. Day 1 has been fabulous.
I can show you when I leave over here some of the rocks they cut off and what kind of surface and the color and stuff they get with it.
That's the diamond braided rope
Yeah,
to cut off certain things.
yeah. It's
Wow.
kind of like a pulley, and I mean, you know, the granite that they cut off, I mean, it's just beautiful.
What
So we'll
kind
run over
what kind of
here.
rock is this?
This is a pigmatite granite.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
So I got these cards here.
One more thing for you guys.
Of course, you guys probably all got these. I think he still works here. He worked it on at the local tavern, and he wanted a job up here, but needed some experience. So he went back east, worked in a quarry for a few years, and when he came back, he's the one that did the fingernail. So they always tell him now, if he ever needed another job, he could be a manicurist.
So we got 2 more things here. There's the thumb.
Log cabin putty, and it affects the mountain more. And we put that in there so it won't get rain and stuff in it. 'cause we get
Story
rain,
before I showed you.
it causes cracks. And these other lines down here at the bottom, that's from the old drills and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They drill that off and they either blasted it off or they had it's like a wedge they call it feathering. And they could knock big wedges that way.
That's iron ore there.
Just a little bit more. Like we do sometimes. I thought we were done. That's why you watch to the end. And that concludes the tour.
Not quite.
Not quite.
But I'm supposed to be back and find it.
Backside.
What are all these pipe? What's all this wiring? What's all these pipes here? Or
That has their wiring and stuff that goes to all the equipment.
wow, goes to all the equipment. How about that? That's crazy. Some of the slabs that have been cut off.
It really brings out the color. I seen this one when it's wet. There's a lot of pink in this one. A lot more blue over that one over there.
That's amazing.
But it make great countertops.
Oh, cheese. Right? Cheese.
Look at that.
Hard cheese,
How
man.
long did it take to cut this? Do you know?
You know, I don't know.
Several hours.
Yeah, I mean,
I can imagine it would be several hours, yeah. Watch these videos.
There's the back.
shiny stuff's mica. The clear stuff's probably quartz. The shiny stuff is, yeah, I said mica.
We get to pick out
And the
some
black is
rocks for
tourmaline and stuff
souvenirs,
like that.
guys. Is that amazing or what? Glass fragments. Look at that.
I have to reach.